Come on. Come on. Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. I'm Tiffany and this is our small town life. Happy to have you here. So we just got in from doing some chicken chores. Since having baby boy, other family members have been taking care of the chickens, and it was nice to just get out there for a little bit today, feed them, spend some time with them. We love our chickens around here. Also, before we get into this video, let me talk about today's video sponsor and include a few clips for you of the shed that we have out by the chicken coop now. We have been loving having that out there. For a long time, we had our chicken food here in the house, the feed, and we'd have to go back and forth with it. And then we got a garbage can with a lid and put it out by the coop, but sometimes the lid would still blow off of it. We needed something to keep that food and some extra supplies and things under out by the coop. And so this storage shed has been fantastic. Thank you to Patio Well for sending us this shed and for sponsoring this video. Make sure y'all check out the link down in the description box, as well as some information about getting a discount if you are looking for something similar. I thought I'd sit down with you today and just talk about this upcoming year, my personal plans and goals for our homestead and our home and for our YouTube channel. Now, I'm not really one to do or make New Year's resolutions. I never really have been. I do think it's a great time to stop and reflect and think about your convictions or things the Lord may be putting on your heart, changes He may be wanting you to make. Just because it's on the forefront of our mind, everybody's talking about it, and so it's like that reminder to think about those things and pray about those things. But y'all need to be doing that year round. And just because you have a conviction on something, or you feel in your heart that you need to make a change or do something different, or set a new goal for yourself or something you want to accomplish, it doesn't just have to be January 1st. It can be January, it can be June, it can be December. But like I said, this is a good time when everybody's talking about it, that it's just fresh on your mind to think about it and to reflect on those things. And so I've been doing that and praying about what God has for us over this upcoming year. Like I said, in my personal life, in our home and our homestead, and as well as here on our YouTube channel. I keep looking out there at the chickens. One of them must have gotten out when we were feeding them. Usually we don't let them just roam around in the yard without us out there with them, just because of predators and things. So one of them must have gotten out. I'm going to let her stay out for a little while, and then I'm going to go put her back up. One thing that I do every year, or I think about every year, is a word or a phrase for the year. I've had words like freedom and joy and contentment in the past, and kind of my thought process with that is to focus on those words and be intentional about thinking about those words or those things. And then, through the year, it becomes something where you don't have to be so intentional about thinking about it. It's just kind of become part of your life. And so this year, I guess it's a phrase, is to be present. And I just want to be more present in my day-to-day life. Not worrying so much about tomorrow or, what I want to get done next month or down the road. Of course, still thinking about those things, but being present in today, living in the moment, working in the moment, working in today. Because if I will do that, then I will see my goals reached. working on them one day at a time, but not focusing so much on what's down the road, but just more so in my life today and being thankful and grateful for the moment that I'm in, being present in the little moments, whether it's, homemaking, taking care of my children, taking care of things around the homestead, spending time with Justin, with other family, with friends, whatever it is I'm doing in the moment, even if it's standing at the sink washing dishes, just to be present and to not worry so much about moving on to the next thing. Thinking about tomorrow, but not living in tomorrow, living in today and being present in today and in the moment. So that's what my, phrase for this year is going to be. Do y'all do that? Do you set New Year's resolutions? Do you do words for the year? Let me know down in the comments. Y'all, 2023 has already been good to us. This first week of 2023, we welcomed our 5th baby Fletch. He came right at the end of 2022, and we have loved having him here with us this year. And I think, y'all, it's going to be a good year. I know it's going to be a good year. I feel good about it, and no matter what, I trust that the Lord will have his hand on our lives and on the things that we have coming up, always praying about and seeking out what he would have for us. And hopefully this year is full of his blessings for us and for you all too. I thought I would talk to you about some of the plans that we are thinking about for our homestead and for our home over the coming months, and some things that you can expect to see here on this channel, because we do plan to share these things with you. So it's that time of year where we're going to start talking about spring garden planning. I am so excited about that. We've had a few warmer days here over the last week, and I've just been like, can we get some seeds and get them started? Be patient, Tiffany. But we are starting to think about, layouts and where we're going to put different things. It's time to start doing some seed orders, so I'll be sharing some seed hauls with you. And then obviously we will take you through starting seeds, planting our garden, tending to our garden, harvesting from the garden, and then cooking those things as well as preserving those things. And I'm really, really excited about that. We did pretty well last year. Now, this time last year when we were starting, well, I say this time last year, around this time last year when we were starting our garden was when I was very early on in my pregnancy, and I was very sick, very, very sick. And so through that spring and into summer, I didn't get to do as much as I had hoped. We still, grew a lot. We still preserved a pretty good bit, and I really enjoyed that. I got to spend a lot of time in the kitchen with my mama, with Justin, with the kids, doing cooking and preserving. We shared some of that here on the channel with you. And this year I have even bigger plans for what I would like for us to do within our garden and also within preserving our harvest. And we plan to share all of that with you. Baby boy was in there resting, but I've heard him a couple of times. He seems pretty happy right now. I'm gonna leave him be, but we may have to go get him and let him join us in the video here in just a minute. We've also got plans to welcome some new animals here on the homestead over the next few months. We've talked about goats for a while, and things are starting to kind of fall into place for that. We do still have to make some structures, build some structures, some shelters, some fencing for that. We also have plans for a shed type building for storage. We are going to be doing a front porch here on the house, and we're going to share all of those things with you. My mom and stepdad live right next door, and they are in the process of building a new, we want to call it a barn. We'll call it a barn. They're tearing down their old shed barn that they had and building a new one, and that's going to be very, very beneficial for them, obviously, but also for both of our families as we work here on this land. And so I'm excited to kind of share that process with you as well, showing you what they have now and what it's going to become, because it's going to be pretty exciting, and I'm excited to share it with you. We're also going to be doing some landscaping around the house. I was talking about animals before we get into the landscaping. Talking about animals, I'm also going back and forth. We've been talking about raising our own pigs this year for food, for meat. talking through the logistics of it, trying to, make sense of that all and how it would work out. We're still not 100% sure if that's something we're going to move forward with this year, or if we're going to purchase our meat from a local farmer, our pork from a local farmer this year. So going back and forth on that, and we'll be sharing all of that with you, talking through it with you as we make that decision on whether or not we will raise our own pigs or buy pork from a local farmer this year. And if we do decide to raise our own, then we'll bring you through, the shelters, the structures, the fencing, raising them, the whole 9 yards. So that's another thing that's kind of being talked about for the upcoming months. And then our chickens, y'all, we've got some big plans with the chickens this year. Very, very soon, actually, we're going to be expanding their coop, doing some additions onto that, and getting some more chickens come spring. We're also going to be getting some more meat chickens this year. We're going to be doing a different breed, probably doing a different type chicken tractor for them this year, and sharing all of that with you as well. Let me go get baby and I'll be right back. And then, like I was saying, we're going to be building a new porch onto the front of the house. We did our back porch, but we don't use that front door very much, and so that was kind of one of those projects that we decided to put off for a little while, but we're going to be working on that, most likely sharing that whole process with you. And then landscaping. When we moved in here, it wasn't really, well, it could have been the time of year to plant some things, bushes and different things like that, but we had other things that we were focused on. And then when we got a little bit of time that we could have done that, we were moving out of really the time of year to plant those things. And so we're going to get to do that this year. And I want it to be something and I'm looking outside at the edge of our back deck. We're going to put something there. We're going to plant some things along the front of the house. And I want things that are beautiful, but also practical. And so we're going to talk through that, work through that, and share that stuff here on this channel as well this coming year, very soon, in the next coming months. We want to plant some bushes that will bear fruit, that will be, not only beautiful, but also beneficial, like blueberry bushes. And we want to plant some grapevines, some muscadine vines, those kinds of things. And then some shrubbery that will help with water runoff in certain areas. So like I said, we'll be talking through all that and sharing that process here on the channel with you. We still will be sharing our day-to-day life too. I have certain types of content that I want to share: the homesteading content, homemaking content, bringing you in the kitchen as we can and preserve food, taking you back to a simpler way of living. Doesn't mean easy. Sometimes that simple way of living can be very hard work, but it's very beneficial and it's very rewarding. And it is a simpler way of life. Even if it's hard work, it's a simpler way of living. And I want to share that with you, and I want to share the beauty of that kind of lifestyle with you. Some of these things are things that we've done for years, and some of these things are going to be things that are new to us, and we'll take you along with us as we learn and as we grow here in our home and on our homestead. I have a few other things that have kind of been on my heart over the last couple of months, and nothing is set in stone yet, and I'm still praying about it and trying to figure out exactly what it is that God is directing me towards, because I want to do what He has for me, not just what Tiffany wants for herself, right? So, because I know that's when it's going to be the most impactful and the most successful, and, really reach the people that He is wanting it to reach, and be a mission field, if you will, that He would have me to venture into. I've thought about starting a second channel that is dedicated to cooking and old-fashioned cooking, old-timey recipes, southern cooking, sharing a lot of my mama's recipes, and just really welcoming you into my kitchen on a more dedicated kind of basis. But haven't decided yet. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out if that is what God has in store for me, making sure that I'm doing what He would have for me. Kind of along those same lines, another thing that has been on my heart and on my mind is perhaps a cookbook. That would be a pretty good bit of work and a lot of dedication. But if it's something that God wants me to do, then maybe we'll venture out in that direction. If it's what He wants me to do, well, I'm going to do it. But I'm still praying about and seeking out what it is that He has in store for me. You know, I want to share some of Mama's recipes. Like I said, even, you know, if it's a new channel, if it's a cookbook, some of the things that our family loves. I want to share some of those old-fashioned Southern recipes because, yes, we enjoy them, but I don't feel like they're meant just for us to selfishly enjoy. I want you all to be able to enjoy them as well. We'll see. We'll see. Y'all pray about it with me. And like I said, nothing's set in stone. And I almost didn't even share that because I'm like, I just don't know yet. But y'all pray about it with me, and I will do my best to follow where the good Lord leads. I know this has been a very chatty type video, but I wanted to sit down and talk to y'all for a little while and talk to you about what you can expect in this coming year here on our channel, and talk to you, vocalize some of the things that we've been thinking about for our home and our homestead. Oh, speaking of home, I don't think I mentioned, but there are some things inside the home too that we're planning, and I will share with you, like this wall here in the kitchen behind the stove. I want to tile that whole wall from the counter to the ceiling. I do, and I kind of want to do it myself. And I kind of want to take y'all along. So that's one project. I also want to do some things out in the laundry room for shoe storage and those kinds of things. Just some around the house projects that will make it a little bit more functional for us. And so the plan is to share those things as well. Sharing our life with you and what we've got going on. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, you not hungry? Mama just fed you. But you think you're hungry again? You need some more? You need some more? Huh? So, of all these things that I've talked to you about, and the plans, and the gardening, and the animals, and the structures, and the upgrades, and yes, we're going to share all of that, and I do still plan on sharing just our day-to-day life. Sometimes I think, goodness, is it getting a little boring when they're just, hanging out with us throughout the day? But y'all, that's, I feel like people can connect with that because we're nothing special. We're just like you. And I think that sharing what in my mind is sometimes what could be considered a boring day to some, it's just real life. And it's the kind of days that other people have as well. And so, yeah, we'll share these special projects and things, but we'll also share our regular days with you. And those regular days will include those things because, we live in our home and work on our homestead, and so those things are part of our day-to-day life as well. All right, I think I'm going to go feed this baby. I just fed him, but apparently he's still hungry. So I'm going to go feed him. Thank y'all for sitting here and hearing my heart today. We love you. We appreciate you, and we hope you have a very blessed 2023. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.